Welcome to the Joyful House and welcome to this segment of Crafts of the Heart. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and I am excited to be here for our weekly update. This is update number 11 on both the plus size adult Joy sweater and Mayangi the gorilla. Before I get started, I do want to apologize to all of my Crafts of the Heart family that participate in this week after week. They got their pictures and updates in time for this video, and unfortunately I am recording this video a day late. I have been so busy and so consumed with working on the kiddo Joy sweater and redesigning that just a little bit, that I had fallen behind on spending time with my Crafts of the Heart projects. So I did get progress done on the Joy sweater for this video on Monday. And then yesterday morning I got up really early and started working on Mayangi so that I could get an update done, and had everything done and ready to go around 1 o'clock, which is when y'all were supposed to get the video. But I decided to go ahead, since I was running out of that yarn, to separate the strands from the last skein that I had 15 hours later. And I'm talking working straight, with the exception of stopping and taking 2 bathroom breaks. I even literally would grab a bite of my food and eat and keep untangling yarn. Oh my gosh. I have never been so happy to have that yarn untangled. But anyway, sorry that this is coming out late, but here we are. So shall we move forward? So let me talk about first the Joy sweater. Now, when we were last together last week, I showed you that I had started the sleeve, and I did get a little bit further on the sleeve, and then I decided to frog it. And I went back and I looked at the 2 adult sweaters that I had made for Todd and his mom. And I realized how narrow the arm came in because I started decreasing right at the beginning of creating the sleeve. Now, the first round, I do think you need to have a little bit of decrease somewhere in that beginning to make sure you shape the underarm. But after that, I felt like it should kind of come out evenly, and then maybe about the elbow start kind of decreasing and going down to the wrist. And so that's what I'm doing. I have rewritten the pattern to incorporate that. So after frogging, I did start back on it, and this is as far as I got. But I felt like some of the time spent was on redesigning the pattern, but I'm much happier with that. I myself, I don't like wearing tight-fitted garments, but the thing about a pattern, it's really like a recipe more than anything else. And just the fact that somebody wants to try your recipe is, to me, just inspiring and just fills my heart with all kinds of squishiness. But if they adjust it, if they want to make it fit, then wonderful. If they want to keep it, long like a bell sleeve the whole time, I mean, just the fact that they're making my pattern would be joy enough for me. But for me, I like my clothes to be a little bit loose on me. I don't like things to be form-fitting. So I did go back and I took the time to redesign the sleeve, and I'm happy with it. And I think that as a good designer, you do need to take all kinds of things into thought and process when designing. And I also think that in being a good designer, it's not just coming up with something and doing the math to make it fit for perhaps the designer. you need to take into consideration an account of, especially when making garments, all body types. And so anyway, nonetheless, excuse me, I think it will be smooth sailing going forward. I am very, very happy, very pleased with how the sweater is coming out. And I think it's going to look even better when I get it done. You can see it on the mannequin and on myself. And then a picture of Mr. Joyful and I wearing both of our sweaters. But next week, I should have the rest of this sleeve at least finished. And we'll put it on the mannequin so you can start to see it a little bit better. I know it's kind of hard to see the fullness of it by holding it up, but nonetheless, it is so soft and squishy, and I just can't wait to love myself in it. But that is the progress on the sweater. And again, most of it was spent on the pattern, but that's all right. I'd rather it be good and right than just something put together on paper. All right, Mayangi. Besides 15 hours, I definitely went over my 2 hours this week. But besides that, I did get her hands on. So she officially has her hands on, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So all the better now for hugging. Y'all, she's so soft. She's so soft. Even Mr. Joyful came in and hugged on her this week. So, but but I didn't do just her hands. I didn't get just her hands sewn onto her arms. I also hands hold hands. I love her fingers separate. Look, we can hold hands. Y'all, I said I'm making this for my future grandbabies, but I think right now Mr. Joyful and I are really getting a lot of enjoyment out of her. But I did get to start one of her legs, and this is what I have so far. It's kind of hard to see with the black, so let me tuck that down. This is my working yarn. I had stopped because my 2 hours was up, and then I started untangling that yarn and never got the video done. But this is the foot so far that I've gotten done. Again, it's hard to see with black yarn, but there's my little blanket marker. It's what I'm using on this. It's a lot easier with the thickness of the yarn, but yeah. But her foot, it's big enough to go on my hand. So we'll continue that. Her leg. This is a leg, not a foot. So I do have 2 of these to make, and then we'll do her feet. And I'll probably do it the same way as I'll probably get both the legs made, sew them onto the body, and then make the feet, and then sew the feet on, and then Mayangi will be finished. So what a fun project this has been. So love it, love it. So all right. Well, that wraps up for this week. But if you will, stay tuned and please watch all the progress reports on our Crafts of the Heart family. They have been doing a wonderful job on their projects. And again, I thank you for the grace and patience in being late with this video this week. All right. Stick around for all of their wonderful makes and their updates. All right. In the meantime, I'll see you next week, hopefully on time. But until then, be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations, and be the joy in everything you do, and live your joy. And I'll see you next week. Bye.